Sammy Hoskins. That's a good day's work, isn't it, today, Kevin, for Northampton Town?
Yeah, well, difference a few days makes in football, like. No, but he was spot on today. I said, after the disappointment of Tuesday, where we didn't quite look like we were at it. I thought we were on it from minute one today, and we set the tone from the start. Really unfortunate not to go ahead earlier with Cam McGeehan, the one off the line. And then, and look, I don't want to see lads get sent off, but I thought the referee got it wrong. I thought it was a goal scoring opportunity, and he should be sent off. I think, after we get the penalty. But look, the lads were superb to a man, and it's been a good turnaround. And they've listened this week, and they've took all the information what we give them, and they've executed the game plan perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the game was never in doubt. The result was never in doubt. You pressed Peterborough really high from the word go, and they just never settled, did they?
No, and that was that's what I wanted to do. And we had, we knew that at some point they were going to probably take, the game by the scruff of the neck, and we're going to a sort of mid-block as well, and our low-block stuff. And there was moments, where we dealt with it really well, and we snuffed out their opportunities and chances. So, yeah, a big credit goes to the lads. And look, I just want to mention the fans. They were absolutely fantastic. Since they were in here early, I was sitting there just taking it in before the game, and they were absolutely incredible today. And I'm glad that they've gone home. After I got a few shouts on Tuesday after the game, which weren't very nice, but it's always nice when you can we have a wave from you. So it was nice, and it was nice to see them going on with smiley faces and jumping and jubilant, and hopefully now they can enjoy the weekend.
There's nothing like a win, and a big win in a derby game, to endear yourself to the fans. So today we've raised your currency no end, I would have thought, Kevin.
Well, yeah, look, I'm here, and hopefully I'm going to be here for a long time, and keep building this club, and with all those work what's going off the club, and so outside the club, and off the field, and I'm here to try and make us better on the field, and hopefully we're seeing that bit by bit. A little bit of inconsistency over the last week, but that's something we've got to change, and we know that. But I'm really delighted with the reaction to what happened on Tuesday, and how the lads have gone about it today, and the performance matched the result, I thought. And I've been saying to them, there's going to be a time when we hit 3-4, against somebody, and it was today. And thankfully, there was it 1,200 there today?
1,260.
Yeah, 1,600. Yeah.
So, sorry, 1,600. Yeah.
Yeah, so 1,600 travelling fans who are now be going back up the road now with real big smile on their faces, and that's what we're here for. We're here to do them, and the lads have. I said to them when the final message today, I just want you to enjoy it, and by God they did.
They certainly did. They still haven't got the memo though, Kevin. They're still singing "We're Staying Up" at the end. Yeah. But maybe now they're bang on the money, aren't they?
Listen, look, we've just got the next one. As I said, win, we go closer to Peterborough. They've got a tough game on Tuesday night, so that's their game in hand. And then we've got to look forward to what's coming next week. And look, I've got no doubt we've just got to keep pulling people closer to us, and we've got to keep looking to bring the people down. I'm still not looking at that, but I know a few of my staff have just caught one and looking at the table.
Oh, shame on them. You've got to name them. Shame on them.
I'm not going to name him, but he's standing behind us, so okay. Or standing behind you, I should say, on the pitch in a jubilant manner. But yeah, look, I want everyone to enjoy it, because that's what it's about. These moments in football these days, they don't come across very often, so you've got to enjoy these moments. But what we do, we'll be back to work on Tuesday now. I'll give them an extra day off too, so I might be going soft too early too.
I think they deserve at least another day off to get onto that performance. Just a word about the nature of the performance. You asked for a big response after Tuesdays, so you'll be pleased with the work you've put in the last 4 days to engender this performance this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. You're going to suffer sometimes. The lads are going quite hard, and I think that's been the case in the Blackpool and the 2 home games and the last 2 home games. So it's something what we've got to have a look at. But I thought we just went back to what I said is our basics, our fundamental basics, and our non-negotiables, and we sort of reiterated them and worked on them, and then obviously worked on a lot of the stuff about out possession, and then how we could hurt them once we won the ball back and on transition periods. So yeah, I thought lots of it was just really good today, and they got the result what they deserved.
so many positives. We could talk all afternoon about them, but a couple of goals for Sammy Hoskins, 97 now for the Cobblers. You took him off. I'm being a bit sentimental here, but he's never scored a Cobblers hat-trick. We were saying in commentary, he's never get a better chance against a tiring, struggling Peterborough defence. Was there any in your thoughts in your mind maybe to keep him on today, or was it always going to be Sammy who was hooked?
No. To be fair, I did say to him at half time, you've got a little bit of time to get your hat-trick, and he obviously didn't. So he didn't. He had to come off.
Okay.
Listen, look. I've got a lot of time for sentiments in football, but we had the game and the job to do today, and then that was where I did think about maybe bringing him over this side, or bringing AK over and putting him to right wing back, but he probably would have given me a bit of stick for doing that as well, for putting him further away from the goal. So look, no, he was fantastic today. He's been magnificent since I've come in. You can see how much this club means to him. So that's been a real credit to him, and scored 2 fantastic goals today. Because when you miss a penalty, sometimes that fear factor comes, but he took it so well. Even if the keeper goes the right way, I think he's got no chance anyway.
He did very well. Plenty of great performances all over the pitch. Yoma in defence, Costello running the lines up top was excellent as well. I thought Fosu back in the frame, came on as a substitute towards the end. Having missed the last few games, have we not been selected for the last few games as well?
Yeah. I mean, look, Tariq's been working really hard, and we want to be part of this and want to be a part of the squad and the team. And he's worked really hard in training this week, and again, that, as I said, his attitude's been really good, and his application to want to do it and work hard has been really good. So you get your rewards when you do that.
Has he got a future at the Cobblers beyond this season, do you think, Kevin? I know that's a discussion for later in the campaign, but is that a possibility, do you think?
Well, they all have. They've all got an opportunity. There's a lot of people out of contract, but it's not something we've sort of looked at yet. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got 5 games left now, and I want to get as many points as we possibly can out of them 5 games and keep looking up. And so hopefully then I can persuade the owners and the chairman and the board directors to give me a bit more money in the summer.
Well, today's result will have helped for sure. Well done on it, and I imagine a little celebration maybe tonight to look back on this afternoon's success.
Well, I'll give the lads, as I said, I'll give the lads a well-earned rest in a couple of days. So yeah, I'll be enjoying it with my family and friends back in Nottingham. Yeah, so looking forward to that, and yeah, we'll see how we go.
Just a quickie about next weekend. You've got Reading at home.
Yeah.
The pressure's off a bit now with this win here, but that's still a tough game against the side going for the playoffs.
We've lost 2 games at home, and I want to change that. I want to change that right away, and so it's something I'll be looking at over the next 48 hours certainly, so that when the lads come in on Tuesday, they'll know exactly what's going to be needed to go and start getting wins at 6 fields, not only draws.
Actually, I will just ask you about this. Your away form was fantastic. 4 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat since the turn of the year. Not so good at home. Is there something that needs to be put right? Is there something you need to change maybe to get that home form vibrant again? You're smiling when I ask you that?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot we've got to change. We've lost the last 2, Tim, so there's a lot we've got to change. But look, there's bits I've got, but I'm not going to put it on radio because then I'll outread them.
Yeah, okay.
But we have got to change it. We've got to start turning into a fortress, definitely, and it's something I'm looking at.
Okay, thanks for your time
Thank
today,
you.
Kevin.